Hello, my name is Seth Ortega. I've been with Ulta for just under a year. I'm currently a senior stylist at the Lansing location 702. I'm with our model Callie today. She will be moving out of state for school this year and wants something lighter and that will grow out easy, all while matching her new growth as it comes in. Maintenance will be little to none by stretching a root shape down the mid-shaft, then by weaving out hair to blend the dark root into a soft blended mid-tone. The mid-tones will then graduate into a lighter shade on the ends. We're going to hold each section out at not 90 degrees, but 45 degrees because she doesn't want too much layering or else her curly hair will get kind of poofy.
Oh yeah, like he's watching.
And that center profile section, you cut that in half, and you do your pivot, and you make that your traveling guide. And there's my guide right there.
Let me give you this.
Always be aware when you're putting in layers behind the ear, because if you layer the front the same way you do the back, you'll end up cutting too much layer in the front. So be careful when you get to this point right here. That's where I section them off and do them differently. So I isolated a halo section just to separate the top from the bottom. And then beneath that, from ear to ear, I just made a horizontal section. And beneath that, I'm taking diagonal forward sections so that when I paint my V, I'm holding it back like this, T to the part. So when it falls, it's a lot more natural and flows a lot better. Done with the bottom section. I'm taking parts of that midsection and creating diagonal forward subsections. So I've already separated those first subsections. Split that in half. So you have two triangle sections. Get this one out of the way. Clip it out of the way for a nice clean sectioning. And you're going to pull the section T to the part, so 90 degrees away from the parting. Tilt that for me a little bit. So now that I'm coming up to behind the ear, instead of taking another diagonal forward and doing the same terminology, I want to take this next diagonal forward starting there in the middle of that first V. And I'm going to continue doing that so that it falls over top of that blank spot. So after that small section, I took another diagonal forward. And now that I have that diagonal forward there, I'm doing the smaller section again. So that you're going to hit the front hairline, but the small part of the corner of the triangle is still falling between this blank space. Now that I got to the top, I'm taking that round horseshoe and I'm making a halo square section. And so here, it's going to come straight out. As I get to the sides, I'm going to over-direct it back and do the same thing. And as I get to this next little square, I'm going to bricklay it. So I'm basically going to take a diagonal forward here, a diagonal back here, and then as I get to the front, it's all just going to come straight back. Alright, so now that we got those first 3 sections done and we're back to that top square, I'm starting here at this middle part, and I'm going to come over here to this middle. So you're making a tiny triangle. And each point, if you come over here, you can see this point falls in this open space, and this spot falls over this open space. And so that they will blend beautifully when they fall. There will be no blank spots. See how we have these 2 sections now. Their beginning points are right here. And so if you look, this corner will fall over that and this corner will fall over that. And so it's going to blend down really softly. But make sure you do over direct each section back so that it actually blends even better. Less likely you'll end up with lines. Alright, so I basically kept working that square section and alternating to the small triangles to the square. And so now that I'm back up to the square section, it's a very, very tiny square, but you see how that is still intersecting with that small triangle right there. And as I do this up to the top of the head, I just keep working this in this manner, and I always make sure I get the front hairline in there so that it keeps the brighter pieces around the face. So now that I've worked that square section and was taking those corners out of the square, basically going square, diamond, square, diamond, square, diamond, I'm at that front hairline, and the last section will end up being a triangle, and I just pull that straight back, and I will just paint the surface, which will end up being the front hairline, and we're done. We process until the lightness on the top almost matches the bottom, and because I don't want the top to get too light because I'm not looking for a drastic balayage. And then we will shampoo, condition, maybe pre-treat so that it evens out the porosity of the hair, and tone. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I've isolated the top halo section around her part, so that way I can color around her part. And then I'm going to split the bottom into 2, left to right. I'm going to outline this whole section first, and then take diagonal forward sections and bring them all back. So that way it's going to be nice and clean. So now that I've finished the bottom and isolated it all and made it just very clean, I took a comb and I just kind of blended it all down a little bit. I'm now going to outline the whole top section and front hairline, and then I'm going to start here and take horizontal sections and work till I get to the bottom of the halo. I'm coming down to the front hairline, making a diagonal forward section, pulling the rest of that hair back out of the way. Make sure you clean up their hairline a little bit because we don't want to stain them. But comb this, get it out of the way. Take that front hairline section. What you're going to do, you're going to weave through that. Take the hair, pull part of that weave back, get it out of the way, and then you pull this root shade down this weave. And then you blend it in with your finger. So that way the front hairline doesn't look like a harsh line. Now what I'm doing, starting on the hairline, taking a horizontal parting. Try to use a comb to blend down as much as you can before you start weaving. Split that section. And you're going to paint that root shade up there. Up those weaves. Blend it in with your finger. So you have a nice blend. Pull that back, get it out of the way. I always take the other part of the weave. Make sure you get a comb. Kind of blur that a little bit. Maybe even a little bit with your finger, but don't pull it too far down. But then what you're going to do, take it the opposite way. Alright, so our zone 1, this is our finished model, root shade that we stretched down so it blended really evenly into the mid-shaft. We have 1 ounce of 05WB, the 0 means zero lift, warm beige. She's naturally a level 5, so this will be very easy growing out. She said that she pulls red, so I did put 1/4 of an ounce of natural ash into the formula. And so we let that process for about 15-20 minutes. I took her to the bowl and I applied the mid-shaft color. I used Shades EQ Gloss because I was able to soak in there. I was able to work it around and kind of blend it up and down at the same time. We used 07NB, 1 ounce, a half ounce of 07GB, half ounce of 08WG, 1 cap of 06WG, 1/2 ounce of 08V, and a cap of 6T with a little bit of clear. So we just did a bunch of different formulas in there just to kind of give it some pop of richness and different tone. For the ends, we didn't lift it as much as I wanted to because I didn't want her hair to be, the integrity to be compromised. But I think it still turned out really, really, really great. We used 1 ounce of 09GB and 1 ounce of 09V. And we just kind of worked it in there for about probably 10 minutes, let it sit. Washed with the Redken Anti-Snap, just because we did use lightener today. We styled her with United One 25 Benefits. It is basically an all-in-one, very good for leave-in, cutting lotion, blow-dry, prepping, for all hair textures. And then we have our Frizz Dismiss. I would have used the number 40, but this is the FPF 20 because I didn't want to make her hair feel too heavy because I know that she likes to move it around and have it to be a little bit airy. But this is really lightweight, smoothing lotion. It feels really soft still, so we're really lucky that we're not feeling crispy. So the Shades EQ Gloss is very conditioning, so it definitely helps.